Welcome back to my channel, Mama 4. I am Cara, and here is the video y'all been waiting on, my Q&A. And the topic for this Q&A was Mama Multiples. Anything you wanted to know about motherhood, being a mom, what it's like for me, whatever. Some of these questions I can literally do a video on, but I don't want it to be too long, so I'm just gonna jump in and straight answer the question. And with the wintertime approaching and me not getting out vlogging as much, maybe I can sit down and do story times later on some of these topics. Miss Sapphire said that she used to dress her kids alike and she has twin girls. Do I do the same thing? Yes, I got boy girl twins. I used to, not now as much, but when they was younger, a lot of times I just put them in the same color clothing. So they wore a lot of reds and oranges and whites and stuff like that, flying in the same color form. The other question was, you asked, do you have any me time from the kids? If so, what do you do? I get a lot of me time. My kids they're not babies no more, so they all are in school. The twins actually been in school since they was 12 months old. Xavier been going to school since he was 2 going on 3, and MarMar been in school since he was 4. So even before I had the twins, Zay and MarMar was in school, so I had free time. And even now that I have the twins, I have free time. During like the summer times and stuff when they're not in school, I have free time now because they older. I could just go and leave them. And before they got old enough for that, when my mom was still living, my mom had my kids a lot. I was a workaholic, so I barely spent time with them. And my mom basically did a lot of the raising of MarMar and some of Zay. And Zay would be with his granny a lot. So yeah, what do I do in my free time? I'm corny. I don't know if some of it is I shut down when my mom passed, and some of it is I always been like to myself. I have one best friend that I've been friends with since the 4th grade. I could hang in her house all day long. And when we was younger, and when we was grown with kids, but when it was just like Mama and Zay, we literally hung so much that we just sleep at each other's house. If I end up at her house, then I just go to sleep, and vice versa. She end up in my house, just go to sleep and stuff. I can literally hang with her all day long. But besides hanging with her and her family all day long, I'm a loner. I like actually being to myself. The park, walking. I like to sit back, watch a movie, write, draw, sleep, and clean my house. I know that's might be boring to a lot of people, but that makes me happy. That's my homeostasis, which is a sense of well-being. It's from Cindy4CTV. Do I have a specific bedtime for my kids, and does it work? My kids, I used to put them down at 8 o'clock, thinking, oh, they'll be asleep by 9, and they get up at 6 in the morning. That's 9 hours. That might be a little bit too much sleep for them. So the bedtime is 9 o'clock, and I say, oh, they be asleep by 10. My kids are so active and so busy. When they lay their butts down, especially Zay, and not moving around so much, he's asleep. May wanted to know, how do you manage time between each child? What age did you realize Xavier was on the spectrum? How do you navigate the IEP process? So the first question, Amaze, how do I manage time between each kid? My kids get their own time. I will do individual timeout, and then just whenever the time right, hey, Mama might need something to do with the twins, or hey, I'm about to sneak out the house, Carly right here, Carly go grab your stuff and let's go. And even when we at the house and we not going out, each one of them get their individual time. When they see me alone, they take their time. If the twins are gone and then Xavier's sleep or playing, then I'm like, yes, I got some time to myself. Then MarMar come. And as much as I be wanting to push his butt away because it's my free time, I don't. I welcome it. I spend time. His time, most of the time, his time is just asking me a lot of questions, and or a lot of story times I tell him about, and he just do it whenever the other kid's not around or if they sleep and he woke or something. They all just find their own time. Carlton normally, when I say go to bed or something, he come sit with me for a little while and I let him stay with me for a little while. Then when I see him falling asleep or I'm falling asleep, I tell him to go to bed. Normally, like during the summertime, it's weekends and stuff, Carly or Zay is normally the first one woke and they come get their time and they just somehow alternate. One day it might be Carly come spend some time with me. Next day it might be Zay. What age did I realize that Xavier was on the spectrum? He had just turned 3 years old, started school. Being around other kids, he never was a problem to me. He was just a hyper kid. And I didn't think nothing was wrong. It was my baby. And when he started school, it became a big problem. It became a headache. The teachers was constantly getting on me about him, like I was telling him to do stuff. Zay would do things like he would hurt a kid and think it was funny. He sat there and he teared everything up. He would do stuff like put his shoe in his mouth. He will take your shoe and put it in his mouth. But I thought it was just him being a kid. MarMar didn't do all that stuff, but I know each kid ain't the same. And then a teacher pointed out a thing called a sensory disorder. There's a hypo and a hyper. There's where they even overstimulate or they understimulate. They used to stuff food in his mouth all the time, even from a little baby. He just had to have a mouthful of food, and I just thought that was him. And when they pointed out this sensory disorder and I went through everything on there, I can literally check the box for everything for Xavier when it comes to the hyper, the PER, per sensory disorder. He did, and they told me that was a part of autism, and that's how I found out he was on the spectrum. How do I navigate the IEP process? It's not a big deal. It's just, okay, it's time to go do an IEP. I go in there and do it. They say, is there any questions, any concerns? I voice my concerns if I have any, and that be it. The only concern I got now that Xavier is getting older, he's a middle schooler now. He's a 6th grade, but he doesn't really function at a 6th grade. This school stops at 8th grade. What am I going to do with him? And I asked about that, and I found out that there's another charter school that will continue after high school that has IEP. But then I'm still like, well, when he becomes grown, what am I going to do? So they are going to start incorporating him back to a regular classroom, although now he don't want to. So I'm working on that, and Xavier also does counseling, and I don't know if that even answer how do I navigate it, but that's how I just deal with it. Benny Wilson family, Wilson. Question was family. I guess the main question is, do I have family devotion time and prayer time together? No, I don't. But we have started back going to church on Sundays. We've been doing this for the last few months. We've been faithfully going to church on Sundays. Normally when I don't go to church, they still go to church, and that's something that we can work on in the future. We're doing it. So Tosh time wants to know, how do I emotionally keep it together so well? You're a single mom of multiples, but you seem like you never get stressed out. Tosh time is a front for the camera. I won't come on the camera mad and crying and pissed off and all that stuff. It's just the front. I feel like inside I'm a wreck. Another thing is I don't show my kids in my head what's going on because I don't want to stress them out. But I just don't show it. I've always been a private person. I'm constantly stressed out, and then once I get so stressed out, it's like, now what? Whatever's gonna happen is going to happen. Angie, I'm not even gonna try to say your name. You are a strong mom. How do you manage? I mean, with work, house, chores, kids, school, and still have time for YouTube. I admire your strength. Thank you so much, Annie. And I just got done watching a video of your son starting school. Well, right now the time is 9:49 and I gotta be to work at 11 o'clock. But I done already showered, got dressed for work, and actually put a little makeup on. As far as the managing work, household, kids, school, still have time for YouTube, I work part-time. I live a minimum life, so I can work part-time. My bills are not that high. I used to work full-time, and I can work full-time at this job if I want to. But I want to be able to spend time with my kids, so part-time is how I'm able to manage my family. As far as chores, I get behind a lot on chores, and also the kids are at the age where I expect them to clean my house and not me, but I still do it because when I sit back too much trying to have them do it, things get out of control. So normally on my off days, it's always a deep clean. There's rarely where I can just tidy up around here. There's always cleaning up to do around here. And YouTube, well, I'm making this video right now. When I get to work, I'm going to edit this video. And a lot of times I bulk edit, so I might edit 3 videos in one day and I don't have to worry about editing for a while. And as far as returning comments and views, I've been getting better. What I've been doing is just, I pick a day, I pick a video that's been up for about 3 days, and I just go through there and reply or watch everybody's video. And you can tell the sincere people that actually pays attention to the video. I make sure I watch their whole video. The people that I can really tell don't watch much of the video, I let it play for about 30 seconds because it's just, I don't have time for that no more. When I didn't have as many comments coming in, I had time, but now that I have more people, I don't have time to return those views. And then once I get done returning everybody views, I venture off to people that I haven't seen in a while because they're not coming up in my news feed. And I know when you're not seeing a channel in a while, you forget about them. So I go out and I look for them through other people's comment sections, through the mutual subscribers. Sister D wants to know, do you ever have time for yourself, etc., lunch with a friend, or to get a pedicure? Hope you're having a good day. I am having a good day so far. As far as a pedicure, manicure, I got to the age now where I can care less about a pedicure or manicure. But yeah, I can hang with friends and stuff if I want. As a matter of fact, I got a little outing, girls' night outing or evening outing, whatever you want to call it, coming up. I'm going to another vegan event that's going to be here in my city, my own city this time. And I'm going to go with a couple of friends. And yeah, my kids are older. Mommy Wolfpack Evelyn wants to know, do I give my kids allowance? If so, how do they earn it? Yes, they get allowance once a week. They get money. And as a matter of fact, Zay just got upgraded to getting the same amount of money as MarMar because he proved his case that he does as much work as MarMar. And when I had to go to the school to drop off the medicine, I was told how Zay does such a good job with taking care of his brothers and sisters, making sure they get on the bus and sitting together and they got everything that they need. And I even, on my off day, sometimes I peek out the window and I watch him grab both of their hands, look both ways before he cross the street and stuff. And another way they earn their money is because they have to do chores. Normally, Mama is in charge of keeping laundry done. And Xavier is in charge of my bathroom, keeping it clean. And then they have other stuff around the house to do. The twins don't have as much responsibility. I should give them more. Other than that, they mostly are in charge of my living room. And sometimes they get in there and they wash dishes because they have fun washing the dishes. So I just let them. Emma TV wants to know, do you have time to date with the multiples? Do they fight when it comes to the bathroom or anything? And how do I handle it? If I wanted to date, I could date. There is nothing stopping me. I guess the only thing that would be stopping me is MarMar, I guess. MarMar and maybe Zay. They be trying to act like my daddy and want to know who's on my phone and stuff like that. Whenever my phone ring or just whatever. Even being in y'all live chats and texting some of y'all that I text, they want to know who on my phone be all looking through it and stuff. Do they fight when it comes to the bathroom? Yes. 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 When I moved in this house, I just had the 2 kids and me. But I said that I would put a bathroom down in my basement. That's where I'm at now. And I never put one and probably would not put one since I won't be here forever. So yeah, the bathroom is so bad that I wake only 1 kid up at a time for school to give them time in the bathroom before I wake the next person up, because everybody got to pee when they first wake up, and it get to the point during the daytime if somebody in the bathroom take them forever, the boys go outside and pee. And the bath, as far as baths and showers, baths at night and showers in the morning, and I alternate between. Cherish want to know, how do I handle their bad days? Are there times that you feel like you must just walk away? By that I mean don't leave, just walk away. That's what I do. Bad days, I just walk away. I really don't have bad days between the twins. They are like night and day when it comes to MarMar and Zay at that age. Whew, if I was vlogging back then, y'all would say they was baby kids. And Zay mouth, sometimes I just walk away from his mouth. Sometimes I handle his mouth with the stuff he said. And it's the same thing with MarMar. And just the other day, MarMar got mad about something, and I walked away, and he slammed his door, and he punched his door, and he literally split his door in half. So he's going to be buying me a new door for my house. MarMar used to do karate, y'all. Plus MarMar works out, so MarMar is very strong. And I just walked away because he's a teenager going through many emotions, and I'm still figuring it out myself with finding a balance of raising a teenager. I don't want to make my teenager feel so bad that they want to hang themselves, because that's a very vulnerable time, especially in the field. And that reminds me, I need to do a poker up challenge that Diva Dan asked me to do. But I don't want, I can't tell too many, I don't want to go in so much details of what I see on the road, but never make your kid feel like they not loved. And I didn't know what I wanted to say to him at that time after he punched my door, so I just walked away from him, and I continued on doing what I was doing. I think I was getting ready to eat. I just went and picked my plate up, and I came downstairs to eat. And literally, probably within 5 minutes, he came downstairs to talk to me. And with him going to the school he going to, they does a lot of discussion time, and they understand what kids are feeling right now at this point in time. They didn't deal with so many kids, so they helped them talk through their stuff. So he actually came to talk to me about the situation afterwards, and we worked it out. But he's still gonna pay for my door. Missy B. London wants to know, what is my favorite dessert? What is my favorite dinner? And who was the easiest childbirth? My favorite dessert. Peach cobbler. My favorite dinner. Chicken. And I don't need nothing else. It's real. That's all I can say. And I be watching people videos, and they be having all this seafood. Every time I turn around, seafood, because that's their favorite. Well, I feel the same way about chicken. And Mo, you want to with your seafood. Who's the easiest childbirth? I did not birth any of my kids. I did not really go in labor with any. MarMar drank castor oil to try to go in labor, but I really didn't go in labor. I was a few days late, so they induced my labor. I had a few contractions that hurted, so I got Stadol, and I went back to sleep, and then I got Stadol, and then I went to sleep, and then I had a contraction that hurted, so they gave me an epidural, and I went back to sleep, and then they woke me up and told me they was going to do a C-section. That was that. With Zay, they said, do you want to do a VBAC? which is a vaginal birth after a C-section, or do you want to just have a C-section? I said a C-section. So I just went on the date that I was scheduled to have my C-section. No signs of labor even when I went. And with the twins, of course, it was a C-section. And I just went on my scheduled day and had a C-section. And I don't think my body could go in labor if it won't. I really don't think so. So all my kids were born healthy except Carly had a bunch of problems going on. She ended up doing like 3 weeks in the NICU. And she did 3 weeks in the NICU. I would say I had to do a story time on that, but I did one of each one of them birth. And I actually got real sick in their death with Xavier. Xavier was healthy, but after I had him, I had a bunch of complications. Leslie wants to know, what are your biggest challenges of being a mom of 4? What is my prayer request for me and for my kids? Biggest challenge of being a mom of 4 is just when things like it's time to do back to school shopping, Christmas shopping, if I want to go out to eat or anything like that, because I have 4 kids, that raises the price up high. Back to school shopping, okay, I need all of this and stuff like that. And then the older they get, the more expensive they get. MarMar clothes and shoes cost more than mine. Prayer request for me is just keep me in good health, Lord. Prayer request for my kids, keep them in good health, Lord. PJ Danita wants to know, do twins running a family, or were you the first? My brother has twin girls that are 8 years old. So, and then I have cousins that have twins. Smooth Cut Gold Finder wants to know, are your kids driving you crazy at times? All the time. Pretty and Purple has some questions. How was my first reaction when I found out I was having twins? It was just, they was doing an ultrasound. I didn't know how many weeks pregnant I was, but they was doing an ultrasound because I used to hurt real bad. And it was a senior teaching a student doctor. And he was like, well, check this out. He was like, do you see that? I was like, is it twins? And they was like, yeah. And that was it. I said, my brother got twins for me. So it's just everybody is having twins. And if you like look into the type of twins I have are fraternal twins. Is basically as if they was just regular brothers and sisters that bumped at the same time in my stomach. And if you see what's going on in the world today, it's understandable. My body just released 2 eggs at the same time and I had twins. And believe it or not, I don't know how true it is, but the twins measured to be 2 days apart in my stomach, saying that they was conceived 2 days apart. And of course, Carlton was the older twin. Do twins run in my family? This is still Pretty in Purples. Yes. How do you balance editing, watching other channels? I said that already. Childcare, don't need it, got older kids. Dinner preparation, crock pot, air fryer, griddle, all that stuff. Microwave. Crock pot a lot in the wintertime or when money is low or food is low, and when those things ain't low, is they can stick their stuff in the air fryer, the microwave. Xavier get up in the morning and make pancakes on the griddle. Plus I got a waffle maker. Childcare, don't have to worry about. I'm struggling. I don't see yourself having kids. You'll be surprised what your body adapts. You just get used to doing stuff and you just do it. Even being a single mom. I don't know if anybody got that question. But just being a single mom. I was raised by a single mom. I have so many friends that are single moms. It's like breathing to me. It's like driving a car or riding a bike. It's what I know. It's all that I know. And that could be one of the reasons why I'm single, because I'm okay with being a single mom and trying to be in a relationship. I feel like the guy get in the way. Lakiva, do you ever take personal time away from, do you ever take personal time away from kids? Yep, I do. I actually don't crave it. I don't really need it that often. And when I do want it, I just want to hear silence. I want to be able to hear my own thoughts. Pretty Princess Lisa wants to know, how do I find time for myself? And when you do, what is your favorite thing to do? I answered that already, just hearing silence. DeAndre Walker was one thing I wish I had known before I had kids. I don't know if it's anything I wish I had known. I mean, there's so many things I would have done different, from the way I eat to the way I raised them. Other than that, that's it. I probably would have traveled more. I had MarMar right before my 19th birthday, so I basically got pregnant right after turning 18, right after getting out of school. So I really didn't live an adult life yet. But I'm looking forward to living that adult life when my kids get older. And my plans for that will be to travel the world and to live like an RV kind of lifestyle. I'm really feeling that. I like the soloness, and I don't need much. Minimalist would be okay for me. Patty's World. Do your twins have their own secret language? Um, they can know what each other want without talking, as much as a mom would know what a baby want, even though the baby can't speak. Well, the twins know what each other want as much as I know what they want, and that's about it for their secret language. Now that they in separate classes, they're gonna have to learn to speak for themselves, because being in the same class, normally one would speak for the other, and it was no order. Like, somebody can ask them a question. They can ask both of them a question together, and Carlton will remain quiet while Carly automatically speak, or vice versa. Carly will automatically remain quiet while Carlton automatically speak. Or it could be somebody can ask Carlton a question, he answer, and then they ask Carly a question where Carlton will still answer, and it'd be the same way with Carly. Welcome to the sun shower, which is AKA Mommy Bear 360. Wants to know, do you consider yourself a strict mom? No, my kids get away with a lot. And I bump a lot of people's heads, including like the twins' dad. One of the things that don't work is I let my kids get away with a lot. I'm raising them to be, I feel like, independent, and I'm not a strict mom. I don't think I am. Now that you have a teen, do you give them a curfew? Yeah, I guess I can give him a curfew. Mama does not go anywhere unless he asks first, which is good because somebody didn't do that when they was younger. I never got in, like, I wasn't never getting into trouble or anything like that, but I used to just go. But he asks about going anywhere, and I tell him what time to get back on that bus, and it's normally I want him back on the bus before it gets dark. And if he's gonna stay the night, he'll call me about staying the night. So yes, I guess he can't just come and go when he please. Do your children get allowance? Yes, they do. Do they have a bedtime? Yes, they do. And then she said she don't want to be too nosy. It's okay. When my New Orleans gardener want to know, do I allow the older kid to babysit the younger? Yes, my babysit. And I want to kind of go back to um, the sun shower channel. Mommy Bear 360 said you don't want to get too personal. The one question that I noticed, oh, that's the end of all the questions. The one question that I noticed nobody asks is, did I plan on having 4 kids? So I never planned on having any kids, and I never planned to stop myself from having kids. So I got pregnant with MarMar. I just had them. I got pregnant with Zay. I just had them. I got pregnant with the twins. I said, okay, 3 kids is my limit. I'm finna have this baby and get my tubes tied. And it ended up being a set of twins. And I feel like, hey, God knew I was going to get my tubes tied, and he wanted me to have 4 kids. So I had my set of twins and I got my tubes tied. So 4 is going to be the number. And I'm sorry that this ended up being so long. I hope you stayed to the end. If you did, let me know. But thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye. I am just a mom of 4.
Move, Zay, off my treadmill. I'm gonna get off the Move, Zay, off my treadmill. Mom, no cars in there. Mama's SpongeBob car.